What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another TLEV Media video. We are here at Universal Studios Hollywood to do another construction update for both Halloween Horror Nights and Super Nintendo World. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right,
why don't you join us on this extraordinary adventure?
let's go.
TLEV Media, bringing the magic of the theme parks to your home.
From vlogs to interviews, TLEV Media is entertainment for all.
And we are here on a hot Sunday to see how construction's coming along for both Halloween Horror Nights 2022 and, of course, Super Nintendo World. And I am joined by Thomas again. Thomas,
Hi everyone.
what are we thinking right
What's up,
now?
ladies and
It's
gentlemen?
hot, huh? It's hot. That's what I'm thinking right now.
It's you know what? The past 2 days have been a bit unbearable. My hair is.
I'm liking the shirt.
Thank you. Yes, it was Pirates of the Caribbean when it was TLEV and Hauntless
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
This was a collaboration that we did.
Your hair is
My
flying.
hair is just. It's a mess,
Okay,
but anyway,
back to it.
Back to it. Hauntless. Shout out to Hauntless. You missed out on these shirts if you don't have one. If you do have one, let us know in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back. Not much has changed over here in the Curious.
No, not really.
Last week.
Not really.
I think one thing that's interesting is that we are starting to see, especially this facade, not much is changing, but we are.
Yeah, it seems like more the interior. You're still doing the interior stuff. Yeah.
So that's I think it's fine. I mean, we're seeing some like tables that are set up inside.
Yeah. And walls are going up too. We're probably where black walls and scare actors will be hiding. So
It looks
that's
very elaborate though. It looks very elaborate on this side.
yeah. And then over here, I mean, this maze, it seems like they're starting to do the interior. If you look, I don't know if you can see Thomas right there in the middle.
It almost looks like a barn.
Yeah, it kind of looks like either rot or a barn, like you were saying. Yeah, it's the same kind of texture that we see on the house.
Cool.
So that is pretty cool, actually, to see that. Well, we didn't notice it before because that area is usually not open. The doors usually close on that side.
Whoa, wait. Are you saying this is an exclusive?
Oh, it's an exclusive right here. I mean, we'll see how long they keep that door open. And then you were pointing out over here with the well, Thomas.
That's right, yeah. So
what were you pointing out to me?
So it's interesting because if you see that there is the well as it was last week, it's there, it's situated,
right
it
in the
looks
middle.
good. But right off to its right, there seems to be similar to the brick pattern on the top portion of the well.
Right.
So what I was thinking is that if that's supposed to be a replacement, then for some reason there's going to have to be, or that piece of well is going to be exposed to some wear and tear. So what I'm thinking, there's gonna be a scare actor in that well.
Oh, you think so?
There has to be, because otherwise, what would explain why it has to be replaced if there was something to be torn? Like, what would make it more likely that there
could
would
be cool.
a need to replace it?
Yeah,
unless there
I mean,
was something that was constantly happening thousands of times every night.
Right. Well, unless it's just another, another scene in whatever maze these wells will be in.
That's true. It could be another well completely.
Yeah, it could be a completely other well. But yeah, that is actually an interesting speculation right there, Thomas. I can't tell what those two small little wheels are to the side of it. I don't know what they're trying to build right there. But yeah, it's looking good. Again, there's a lot of pieces over here. Very surprised that this facade has not changed as much as the last time we were here. Seems like it's the exact same. Again, we will go on the studio tour to see if it's changed up a little bit. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, construction's coming along, but it's time to go into the park because there's actually some changes for both Super Nintendo World and for the mazes inside the park, i.e. the Water World queue. And we actually have a lot of changes coming along for Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium. Seems like they're starting to take down the tiles a little bit. They're going to be changing up the colors. We know that they've been working on the exterior for quite some time right now. I mean, not the exterior, the interior. Sorry about that. But now it looks like the exterior is going to start being worked on, which is going to be awesome because I think they're going to be going with kind of like a more like a copper feel to it, a bronze, like a very shiny steampunk colors. But what's also shocking to me right now is that, this is not the only thing that they're changing right now. In City Walk, they just got rid of Blaze Pizza, right? It was Blaze Pizza? It was Blaze Pizza. There's-
right next to the Starbucks.
Yeah, the Starbucks has been gone for a while, but I just realized that the Blaze Pizza has been taken out. That is very sad. There's some good pizza there. And while heading over to the park, we actually see that there are some construction walls on the production central right now. Rumors have been going around, as Thomas has told me, that this will be a tribute store when it comes around the Halloween season.
So let me explain. Okay.
All right, explain yourself. Explain yourself.
Last week there was a bit of a leak.
A bit of a
on the
leak.
website.
Oh, well, I was waiting to talk about that some more. Yeah.
But one part of it talked about how you'll be able to experience Horror Nights merchandise in City Walk.
Oh.
There's been at the Universal store.
Yeah.
There's been some of the merch that you can get there. So probably you could get that like the day of or the very much the days leading up to the event.
Right.
But also one thing that we've always wanted, that Orlando always has, is their own tribute store to Horror Nights. So rumor is that with that announcement, with that leak on the website, and these walls now going up, fencing in the store, there's clearly something going on in there.
Interesting. But why would they start now?
Speculation.
These are just speculations.
It would take time. It does take
I
time.
would love that if this was like a tribute store for more than just only Horror Nights, kind of like what Orlando does is like they do things for what's it called?
Events, like different rides open in different seasons.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. We're in the park.
We're in the park.
We're in the park.
Yeah, my hair's still not doing any better, but
no, and I've had to change my pass for the third time.
for the third time.
Yeah, something's up with my pass. It keeps having a problem.
It's just either because they want to single you out so that they can spend a little
Yeah,
time.
it could be that. It could be that. But we're in the park, and man, it's a packed day. It's kind of the beginning of the summer crown, and the hot weather is bringing everyone into the parks. Times, I mean, they're not too crazy actually. They're okay. We do need to do the studio tour, and we are walking right now with everybody who just got out of Water World, which is kind of scary. So we're gonna go straight to construction first so we can get away from everybody. But yeah, it's a really hot one. Guys, be ready to come to the parks on hot days in Southern California. Be hydrated, stay hydrated.
And put some sunscreen on.
Oh, sunscreen, yes. Put some sunscreen on. I did not, and that's a terrible decision on my part. But you know what? We're here for one thing and one thing only, construction. Let's go.
So because of social media existing, and part of our job is social media, I actually saw a pretty big update with one of these mazes. So I'm gonna film your reaction.
Well, my first reaction already is we won't be able to get over to the maze yet. Our main walkway to it is blocked off right now. But I do see what you're talking about right now. And the bells are up.
The bells are up.
The bricks are going up. Oh, we gotta get around somehow. And as you can see, we've got the bells going up right now for La Llorona, or speculated La Llorona. And it's looking awesome. We also have the sides. I mean, look at that. They're putting some details on there. It hasn't gone gray yet, because I think that's what's gonna happen next. But it's looking beautiful. I mean, just look at that. Thomas, what do you think?
I mean, it doesn't look too much like Truth or Dare anymore.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really. It kind of looks like what we've all been speculating for quite some time now.
And I'm surprised. I'll be honest, I'm surprised.
Really? You didn't think this would ever come back?
I didn't. I really didn't.
Yeah, that's true. You did talk about that he would never do this maze again. So
One of the mazes that he said he would never be able to do the same.
he's changed his mind. He's changed his mind. Same caliber, so.
You know what? That did some.
COVID does that to everybody. But it's looking awesome. Of course, the facade right here is looking awesome. I'm still super intrigued of why the facade is not in the middle of the tent. It's literally, look at this. If you look into it, it's to the side of the tent.
I did not.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna add more to the right side. It's a little slanted, as you guys can see. I think it could be slanted due to the part of the entrance that will be right here. I'm thinking where the entrance will be is right there.
So you don't think we'll actually enter under here? Maybe we'll enter to the side? Maybe this is the facade, but
we
like
might
we're
be
not
doing
actually
that.
entering through it?
We'll see, but it also could be because there's usually a big pole in the middle of that tent right there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to that point. All right?
Got a couple more months until then.
We got a couple more months. And we actually are going to talk a little bit later on about why there hasn't been an announcement yet. let's keep looking around for more construction.
I mean, I guess.
As we walk over towards Waterworld, we start to notice that the walls have gone up for construction, which is so great to see. We did talk about that this would probably be one of the last areas that they work on due to the summertime crowd. But man, the walls are up, and that could mean that they are starting to take the bars out of the ground so they can start building the mazes, which is really exciting to see. Waterworld Q always has really fun mazes over here. Last year they had the Halloween maze, and the years before that was Halloween, Titans of Terror, and again,
which didn't have Michael Myers.
Which didn't, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So here's usually where there's a lot of the classic Titans happens over here. It'll be interesting to see if they're gonna still go with that kind of route. If this will be a classic Titan, you know, maybe like a.
I'm actually updating our social media, Instagram and Twitter at TLEV Media, where I'm actually posting all of our photos. So make sure to follow us on those if you're wondering what I'm doing.
We are wondering. Yeah. But anyways, this is really cool to see. I still believe that this was probably the last one that's been going up. I have a feeling the soundstage ones have been already worked on for a little bit. We can't really tell though, because we can't get to the sound stages. But yes, the walls have gone up over here. We will look through these little openings to see if there's anything happening. But again, we're not going to film that for you guys because that's a little. I mean, it's not seen for the eyes. So, but it looks kind of cool. It's really cool. What I'm excited for is once the show happens and where you can go on the exit. You can actually sometimes see the facade, so that's going to be exciting to do that. Break right now from Halloween Horror Nights 2022 construction. We're here to talk about Super Nintendo World construction, and things are being added, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know it's not a lot, but there are now clouds for the construction over here that are put on the mountains. Now these clouds will be moving when park opens up, kind of like most of the objects that are going to be hung up all around these platforms. They're all going to be moving, so those clouds will be moving, kind of like, I mean, if you guys have ever seen it out in Japan, they have it moving back and forth. So yeah, we'll have the same thing over here. But yeah, it's really cool to see that there's more and more detail being added for something that's not going to open up until late 2023. At least that's what I'm speculating, because we haven't gotten an announcement yet of the date of this opening. We might have to wait a long time for an announcement on a date. I'm still thinking it's going to be around maybe April of 2023 that this land will open up. But yeah, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for Super Nintendo World. And now it's time to move on to some major construction news right now for Halloween Horror Nights 2022. We have the facade right here for the Mummy Q. And Thomas, what are we noticing now for this facade?
One thing that we're seeing at the very beginning is we're seeing the facade has a little more detail to it. Now it looks even more like a warehouse. It looks like it's the backside of a warehouse. But now we have a name for the warehouse. Alucard Trading Co. Now Alucard, okay, what does that mean? Is that like maybe one of the HHN staff names or something? It's even more simple than that.
Zoomed in on your face. Go for it.
It's even more simple than that. Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards.
Oh yeah? I mean, you're kind of right, actually.
You can literally just like put the spellings on me.
Yeah, I'll do Alucard equals Dracula. Yeah.
Right yeah.
Well, I like that idea, that this is a shipping co idea. I'm thinking we're gonna do kind of like
Dracula.
No, but I'm thinking it's gonna be you're probably right about that. I'm hoping this is kind of gonna be kind of like the beginning of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, where we have, don't you remember when they're going inside of the area with all of these stored relics?
I try not to remember that movie,
okay, well,
yes,
the movie's not great, but that scene's kind of cool with all the relics that are set up. So what if we're gonna have a bunch of relics either from Dracula, from Transylvania, maybe from another Universal monster from Egypt, for the mummy. Romania.
Wolfman.
So that will be really awesome if this is going to be like basically a shipment storage area, since it is a trading company. Starting to look more and more like that, isn't it? Kind of like an older brick storage that you could see kind of towards, you know, Los Angeles or kind of like in the Santa Monica area. You see a bunch of like shipment areas that look just like this that are so old. That is so cool. I hope it's something like that.
That'll be a cool storyline.
That would be a really cool storyline.
That'll be a very modern storyline.
Now, we did see that there was a leak for this maze. We're not going to talk about it yet because there hasn't been an announcement for this maze yet. But this makes us wonder, when is the first Halloween Horror Nights announcement? We did see that John Murdy has been tweeting about it, putting out videos of his cat picking on two different types of mouse, a pink mouse and a black mouse. And the pink mouse being, yes, there will be an announcement soon. The black mouse, no, there isn't going to be an announcement soon. Well, it's been said that there is going to be an announcement soon. We're gonna have to wait. I don't know how soon it's gonna be. I'm hoping in the next week or so we'll get an announcement. What are you thinking?
Like that. I was thinking more June.
June?
I mean, if we get it in May, we've gotten announcements as early as February in the past.
That is true.
So,
that is true.
I mean, it's very possible that we get it at any point.
And what maze do you think will be, which one do you, out of all the mazes right now, all the queues or all the facades we have, which area do you think will be announced first?
Thinking this one.
Really?
Thinking this one.
Thomas, we're done here.
We are. Wow.
And I'm exhausted because that was so much construction that is actually happening here in the park and also on City Walk. It's a very hot day too.
It's very, it's a cool 90
it's
something.
Summertime is starting, so get ready for the summer crowds, get ready for the heat waves, get ready for everything. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Also hit that notification bell to be notified every time we are posting a video.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to head over to Buy Me a Coffee and leave a little donation, and always appreciate it. And it also helps with us making content like this, both in Hollywood and in Orlando. Make sure to follow us on our social media at TLEV Media on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and the likes. So, of course, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Mr. E.
Thank you all so much for watching.
And we'll see you guys on the next extraordinary adventure. Woo!